we've seen on the map that there are some industrial zones in the Ukraine which are historically given, especially in the eastern part of the country and of course around Kiev. These regions are the most developed or with the highest economic potential, which influences also the overall competitiveness of these regions. Then we saw maybe slightly less developed regions in the south and maybe in the west of the country. In Slovakia, it's quite different, and again, it's historically given. Eastern part of Slovakia is relatively less developed, and the western part, near the border with Czech Republic, there is the range of industrial zones and so on. So this part is relatively well developed and has also the highest potential and highest competitiveness, has attractivity for investors and so on. Thanks to the competitiveness regions project, we can say what are the best or the most important advantages of the regions and what are the barriers for doing business and so on. In general, we saw relatively bad assessment of public administration all over the Ukraine. It means how the offices, state offices and regional offices work, how they provide services to general public, how they provide services to entrepreneurs and so on. This is probably the major challenge for the Ukraine to increase the quality of public services across the country. Next issue we saw is the infrastructure. Maybe the good thing for you, the same problem is also in Slovakia. We often compare our country with Austria, where we see the different level of infrastructure, and maybe it's the same in Ukraine. Maybe when you compare Ukraine with Slovakia, you see the difference. So entrepreneurs and investors need functioning and well-developed infrastructure. I mean roads, and I mean also utilities, also communications and so on. This is very basic, fundamental for successful doing business successfully in the country. So this was the second, and maybe the third. We saw quite huge differences in the quality of education. Every entrepreneur wants educated and well-prepared people when they leave the school. I can tell you that we face the same situation in Slovakia. We are trying to change maybe the way how schools educate children, and we try to connect or give the opportunities to children to get to businesses and to try the real business life before they finish the school. So maybe this is the third significant area for the government, central government, and also for local governments to think over and to try to maybe copy or try to bring some models from developed countries. Maybe Slovakia is not the most shining example. Maybe you can take a look at Nordic countries and so on. But it's really very important to see how well-developed countries educate children and young people, because that's the very fundamental basic issue for the country, for the competitiveness of the country in the long term. Well, the first answer will be that because Slovakia and Ukraine are neighboring countries. So you are our neighboring countries, we are yours. And we would like if the Ukraine grew faster, and maybe if it helps the country to get closer to the European Union, for example, because we believe that the Ukraine belongs to the European Union in longer maybe horizon. It won't be easy to fulfill all the criteria for all requirements, but in the long term, it would be great if the Ukraine joined the European Union. It would help the country, and it would help also Slovakia. I can tell you practical example. Before the revolution, the eastern part of Austria was the worst region in Austria. Nobody wanted to live there, but after the revolution, mutual cooperation and business relations between Bratislava, which is very close to the border, and this region helped that Austrian region to grow rapidly. We believe that Slovakia can benefit from this cooperation in the future. So this is the first region. The second is that, of course, Slovakia has the official policy to help countries, and Ukraine is one of target countries. And we have huge experience in transferring best practices from our successful projects to, for example, Balkan countries and also Moldova and now also Ukraine. And we believe that these projects for the third or NGO sector can help also to the civil society to understand maybe some basic facts about how the country should work, how the country should be governed by politicians, and we believe that we can help to create the more pressure on politicians to act in a more responsible way. This is the second very important reason, and that's it probably.